You're saying NIH scientists can actually help co-develop drugs with companies. Hi, I'm Luke Timmerman. I'm here at BioPharm America at the Sheraton Boston. With me is Michael Salgaller of the NCI Tech Transfer Office. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, very simply, we're here at a meeting with a lot of entrepreneurs and venture investors, people in the private sector. What's a government tech transfer officer doing here?
So what we're trying to do through technology transfer is help develop either technologies that have arisen within the National Institutes of Health, or we're actually able to work with companies on inventions and innovations that arose originally in the companies and help develop them, enhance their pipeline, and take them to market.
So you're saying NIH scientists can actually help co-develop drugs with companies?
Yes. So that the original ideas can either come from NIH or the original idea can come from the company. If it comes from the company, they might have a certain pain point, a certain technology or knowledge gap, and need to overcome that hurdle in order to move their pipeline towards commercialization. And they can leverage any of our tens of thousands of investigators to help move that technology towards the patient and towards the market.
So I bet most of the people here probably know that a lot of great science gets done at that Bethesda campus and papers get published in the top journals. How many people know that they can actively collaborate like later on or really throughout the drug development process?
Well, unfortunately, it's not as well known as the basic research we do and the papers we put out and the academic type of collaborations that work through osmosis. They seem to develop on their own. You go to a meeting, you read a paper, and they naturally develop. For companies, the larger companies know that they can co-develop products with us. The medium and smaller companies, again, they know us for, say, funding through the Small Business Innovative Research Program, but if they're not interested in that program or they're not interested or they're not in the US, then they don't think that NIH can do anything with them or for them. And part of what our unit does is to help increase awareness and education of the opportunities a company have to work with the National Institutes of Health.
So how much of your work is both inward facing versus outward? And by that I mean like educating some of your own scientists in the labs about what they can and can't do, how they can work with companies versus coming out to an event like this and carrying the flag and explaining what you do?
Well, our office has over 60 professionals who work very hard. They're mostly working on docket and transactional work, which means that they help the investigators when there's an idea that's to be patented. They help them through the patent process. If there are collaborations and licensing activity, they're very busy every day working with companies to make sure that those move forward, and that's very important. What our office does is sort of like driving people into the showroom. So it's demonstrating that we have relevance to what a particular company's medical focus is and try to see if we have a solution to one of their pain points.
So, whenever you're doing tech transfer, whether it's at a university or at a place like the NIH, people are going to ask questions. They're going to say, well, wait a minute, why are we using public resources for a drug that some company sells and makes a lot of money? Is somebody kind of getting the short end of the stick here? How do you manage the natural questions that people have about, what's appropriate?
Well, as a federal lab, there are certain regulations that we need to follow regarding public awareness. So, for example, when a company is interested in getting an exclusive license, there is a period of time where it's made known to the public. Now, the company sometimes isn't crazy about that because it tells all their competitors what they're interested in. But again, as a tax-funded institution, that's something that we need to do. If they're interested in a collaboration around a certain technology, and there's already an investigator working with a company in that particular area, we try to find areas that still are available for working in a collaboration. So perhaps the collaboration that's established is for disease A, but we can work with them on disease B. Perhaps they're working for with a company for the US market, and perhaps we can offer rights to the European market.
Well, and ultimately the goal here is to develop new therapies or to see more of them come through. I mean, it's the National Institutes of Health, not National Institutes of peer-reviewed journals.
That is true. That is true. What's very interesting, if you look at NIH's mission, besides enhancing the quality and quantity of lives and answering very important scientific questions, what I found when I came back about a year ago is that part of the mission statement is also to facilitate economic development. And so that's what we're looking to do, because at least in healthcare, economic development and positively impacting public health go hand in hand.
Great. Thanks for being with us today, Michael. Have a great conference.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.